Your bank is making an extra $100,000 off your mortgage. Maybe more. Not through hidden fees, not through fine print. Through something so simple, it should be illegal to not tell you about it. And yet your bank will never bring it up, because the moment you find out, you stop being as profitable to them. I'm going to show you what it is in the next 5 minutes. And I promise, once you see it, you're going to be furious that nobody told you this when you signed. First, you need to understand something about how your mortgage actually works, because most people don't. When you take out a 30-year mortgage, your bank doesn't split your loan into 360 equal payments of principal. That would be too straightforward. Instead, they front-load the interest. In the first years of your mortgage, almost every payment you make goes almost entirely toward interest, not toward the actual loan balance. Here's what that looks like in real numbers. Say you borrow $300,000 at a 6% interest rate. Your monthly payment is around $1,800. In your very first payment, roughly $1,500 of that goes to the bank as interest. Only about $300 goes toward your actual loan balance. You paid $1,800. Your debt went down by $300. This is called amortization. And your bank designed it this way intentionally, because the longer your balance stays high, the more interest they collect. Every month you owe them a lot, they earn a lot. Every month your balance is lower, they earn less. So it's in their interest, literally, to keep your balance high for as long as possible.
Now here's where it gets interesting. Because there's one thing you can do, one incredibly simple thing that completely disrupts this system. And your bank will never tell you about it, because it directly costs them money every time you do it. It's called making extra principal payments.
Here's how it works. Every time you pay extra money directly toward your principal, not your regular monthly payment, just extra on top, you reduce the balance the bank is calculating interest on. And because of how amortization works, reducing your principal early has a disproportionately massive effect on your total interest paid.
Let me show you the math. Same $300,000 mortgage, 6% interest, 30-year term. Standard payments only, you pay $1,800 a month for 30 years. Total amount paid, around $648,000. You borrowed $300,000, you paid back $648,000. The bank made $348,000 in interest from you. Now, same mortgage, same rate, but every month you add just $200 extra directly toward principal. Total loan term drops from 30 years to around 23 years. Total interest paid drops from $348,000 to roughly $233,000. You paid an extra $200 a month. You saved $115,000. You became debt-free 7 years early.
And your bank never mentioned this option once. But here's what most people don't know about this strategy. Because even the people who've heard of extra principal payments usually make one critical mistake that cuts the benefit in half.
When you make an extra payment, you have to specifically tell your bank to apply it to the principal. If you just send extra money without specifying, or if you let the bank handle it automatically, many lenders will apply the extra money toward your next month's payment instead of toward the principal balance, which means the interest calculation doesn't change, which means you saved nothing. Every time you make an extra payment, make sure it is explicitly marked as going toward the principal. Call your bank, write it in the memo, use the online payment portal, and select the principal-only option. Whatever the method, make sure it says principal only.
The second mistake is waiting. Because of how amortization front-loads interest, extra payments made in the first 5 to 10 years of your mortgage have significantly more impact than the same extra payment made in year 20. The earlier you reduce the principal, the fewer years the bank gets to charge you interest on a higher balance.
The third mistake is doing nothing because the amount feels too small. There is no extra payment too small to matter. Even $50 extra a month applied consistently to your principal from the start of a 30-year mortgage saves thousands of dollars in interest over the life of the loan. This is exactly the kind of thing that should be in every mortgage packet, but never is. I broke down the full mortgage strategy, including the exact steps to set up automatic extra principal payments and the other strategies banks never tell you about, in the Complete Wealth Bible. The homeownership and debt chapter goes way deeper than 5 minutes allows.
Links on screen if you want the full breakdown. Your bank is not your financial advisor. They're a business, and like every business, they make more money when you understand less about how their product actually works. The mortgage system was designed to be profitable. Extra principal payments exist as a legal loophole inside that system, a tool that's always been there, always been available to you, that nobody in that bank has any financial incentive to explain. Now you know it exists. If today hits something for you, this is exactly why I built the Complete Wealth Bible. 16 guides, everything I'd want someone to hand me before they signed a mortgage, opened a credit card, or made any major financial decision without knowing the full picture. $47. Links on screen, links in the description. Your bank made their money assuming you wouldn't know this. Now you do.